line. There's some handwritten letters from home. There's some sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the northern coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop. And his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. Oh. He was a man out of Welsh when he was born. His family was proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on a parade just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with all he wanted. It's Mr. Red, White, and Blue. Lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on this red line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, to pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey, hey.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good afternoon, Erie County, on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. I mean, I've been outside. We had several fire department calls, so it's been in and out. Here we go. We were out on a call out here on Carter Beach out here in Harbor Creek. I wasn't sure if we are going to make it back. I was going to make it back for in time for the show, but it was a real quick, like a well-oiled machine. Took care of business and was able to get home and get what we need to get done. First of all, to all those fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Don't worry, Dad. I know he watches the show. I'll give you a call and say it personally, of course. But yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday. Make sure that you still have plenty of time to go out and enjoy it. We're going to do a short show today. It's not going to be a couple hours long. It's probably going to be about an hour. That way we can go outside and enjoy this weather. But the channels are lighting up. We appreciate that. That's why we do this show. It gets recorded. It's recorded. You can come back and watch it anytime. Lance and his lovely wife are like, we're not sure if we're going to be back in time for the show. Don't worry about it. It's recorded. And that's why we do it this way. That way everybody can doesn't have to sit at home and do this. We lay the track down and boop, we'll go back outside and do what we got to do. I was out putzing around the garage and just doing this, doing that, doing everything. But wow, I mean, just every show, it's like, I get done with the show and I go, wow, we should have talked about this. We should have talked about that. But then, what was going on this weekend, the No King's Day. Yeah, a bunch of people got out, got their signs. Of course, there was the party of tolerance and joy and peace, starting fights and hitting people with signs as they drove by on their motorcycles. We have a video. It's not this, skewed facts like, some people like to say we do. We try to verify my points with videos from different news sources, and citizen journalists, people like myself and you guys that care about what's going on. And, you all contribute videos and stories and photographs, and, we put them together and we do what we got to do. So the real essence of what this was, don't worry about the smoke and mirrors from the left. No King's Day was a tactical move. It was precisely coordinated to be on the 14th, which is Flag Day, and which was the birthday of the United States Army. So of course the left hates America. They hate what we do. So they're like, let's do this big thing on the birthday. You think one person really gave two thoughts about what they were doing as we sat at home? And I was DJing a party yesterday. I sat there on my phone and watched some of the just amazing videos that came out of there. And just, and of course, we're like, oh, it's costing the taxpayers a lot of money. Well, if you actually dig into the story a little bit, a good portion of it was private donations to help foot the bill so it wouldn't be on the tax dollars. But hey, CNN, and the haters don't want the truth. They just want to hear what they want to hear. And that's all that really matters. But yeah, we had I have a list. I don't know if it made the cut on the photographs or not of, it's a, it was about lies, all the different lies that they actually, false information out to rile people up about this king thing. I said, there is no king, because if there was a king, there would be no demonstrations. The king would squash them like they did when we were ruled by a king. So it's just propaganda that the left needs something to grab a hold of to show hate, and everything that they've grabbed a hold of just melts in their hand because it doesn't stick. That's why their approval rating is down in the toilet. That's why they're trying to hire hired guns to come in and figure out why young men don't like the Democrats. Well, because they are burning Los Angeles. They're burning New York. They're setting fires everywhere. Then they go out and they want to fight with a 1,000-pound police horse. And when they get their little hands smacked by a baton, they scream, victim. Don't put your hands on the cops or their horses or the dogs or their police cars and then turn around and play victim. It doesn't work that way. And it's nice to see these people getting arrested. Now it depends on what the local prosecutors do with these people that will determine if this has got some bite or not. So I think we should really start out with the first video, Brenda, of that's tagged Army. I think that's appropriate to start the show.
Lord, I can't change. Won't you fly free, bird?
Mr. President, First Sergeant Norton reporting for duty, sir. Ready to commence the ceremony as directed.
I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations, congratulations. Welcome to the United States Army, and have a great life. Thank you very much. Have a great life. Thank you.
Now, I tell you what, it seems like it was yesterday I took the oath, just like these young men and women did. This was their oath of reenlistment. So I tell you, what a privilege to have the President of the United States to actually administer your oath and help you with your military career. Now, the beginning, Brenda took a bunch of videos and kind of meshed them together. She can edit up stuff. She's doing a really, really great job with all this stuff, added some cool music to it. But then, it was just one of those things like we got to show this, because I'm telling you, this is what the left hates, that this country's military is becoming stronger. It's becoming more powerful. It's becoming back to its core. And they're not worried about what bathrooms you're going to pee in, or did you get your, hormone shot this week? Those days are done. That is not what the military is here for. Like the classic saying is, we're training warriors, and that's unfortunately what their job is. We don't want to go to war. Nobody does. And I tell you what, you talk to veterans, nobody likes to see that coffin come home with a flag draped across it. They really don't. So if you find a soldier that says he does, we need to have a talk. So it's nice to see that this came together. And of course, the left says they're coming unglued. Only dictators only have parades and their own arrogance and stuff like that. No, this was the birthday of the United States Army. The United States Army is actually older than this country, because that's how we became a country. All right, Kim Hunter, you are live.
Oh, thank you, Brian. I always try and time it just right, because I know we have that delay.
Yeah.
So I never want to interrupt you.
Oh, it's fine. We just played the video, and I was just just blah 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 and around.
Well, I'll tell you what a beautiful day it was yesterday for President Trump's birthday and for that military parade.
Oh, I agree with you. We got some more videos in here, just because there was just so much cool stuff going on.
Oh, it makes you proud to be an American. And
I
I
agree.
was watching on Fox News when they're interviewing these guys, and they said that this was a whole highlight, some of them, of their military career, being able to go down and drive those tanks and stuff down Pennsylvania Boulevard.
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Once
And
in a
wanna-
lifetime.
I want to put out a thank you very much to Gwen and Matthew and their kids, and to Tim Kuzma and Rachel. And yesterday was Matt Stravinsky's birthday, and he came out to help us celebrate all the great firemen out in the West County when they put on their parade for the carnival. We got a little bit of a rough start, and it was my fault. You know how they have us line up at the high school.
Okay.
And then you got to go out and go over the bridge right there. And I forgot about that. So they go, okay, we're going to start. Well, all the cars and everything went super fast until they got to the bridge. So we kind of had to run after them. And if I had thought about it, we could have met them out there. But Tim pulled over and they kind of waited for us. Matt went back and got his car. So
Well,
that was my bad, but it ended up being a beautiful day for parade. It was great seeing these big giant fire trucks and the ladder truck going way up in the air and everything. And we ended up having a great time. So a big thank you to the walkers for doing that for us.
nice. Well, we got Jay Fro in the in the room. I think I know he's a good supporter. I know he's been in and out here. You know, some of the comments. You know, by the left is eating themselves with the Salt Lake City and Minnesota. We're going to come back to that Minnesota thing. Lance
Oh
says,
yeah.
yeah, Lance is on the road returning from Grove City, and here you're watching this show live mobile. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
That's what makes my
that's
day.
awesome. That's awesome. So, I just want to remind everybody, our first big event will be the 4th of July, and we're looking for donations of bulk candy, which we actually did not run out yesterday, Brian. You'd have
Good.
been so proud of us. And we're looking for donations of bulk candy and anybody who wants to walk with us because, the parades are so much fun, especially seeing those little kids and everything.
Oh, in
And
Lawrence Park, it's 10 people thick, literally. And then we go by one of the retirement homes down there, and you got to turn all the sirens off. And then it's so nice to see the little elderly retired folks in their wheelchairs waving their flags. And it's a short one, but it's big in what they do.
yes, yes. And I'm so glad that you recommended that. So,
Yeah.
that'll be our next big event. And so, that's all I wanted to call and to thank those people who showed up and everything. And like I said, let them protest. It just gives us more reason and brings more attention to the fact that we have to go out and vote, get rid of these people that
I
are in
know.
office, make a clean sweep.
I know some of the videos. It rips my heart out to watch these people in they got their checkered, terrorist little bandanas on. They got their face mask on. They got the eyeglasses on. They're standing in front of the Marines saying, "You guys just need to kill yourselves." I'm like,
Oh,
what
so
kind of a
disrespectful.
what kind of America have these people become? Oh, it's Trump's fault. Trump made you go out there and scream at these Marines because you're trying to tear down federal buildings. And if he wouldn't have done anything, they just, well, Trump didn't even do anything. So he's damned if he does, and he's damned if he does. So I get it.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Just like you told me, Brian, Trump can go out there and cure cancer, and they would find something wrong. Well, he put the drug company out of business by curing cancer.
Right.
He laid off all those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. He put a pharmaceutical company out of business. So I get it, man.
Right.
But thanks for your call, Kim. We appreciate it.
Thank you, and everybody have a happy Father's Day and enjoy the sunshine. Thank you so much, Brian and Brenda, for everything you do.
Thanks. But yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye. Yeah, I didn't do yeah, Biden's America. Lance, you are absolutely positively right. You had Barack Obama building, they dug the hole, they built the footer. It's just like, Trump was doing the reenlistment for these young men and women. And of course, one of the snarky comments was, I'm surprised he can even read. Well, it's funny because the former president couldn't read other than something that was on the teleprompter. And if it was on the teleprompter, he still couldn't read it right because he was laser focused. You remember that one? Laser focused. So yeah, this guy can stand up there and talk for 2 hours without a teleprompter, but and I respect the fact that he read the oath and he probably told that there was a gap or it said break, so the soldiers can catch up. And that way it's not too long. And because they're nervous, imagine being on national TV with the president of the United States and do your oath. Just imagine all the veterans in the room. Just imagine your reenlistment done by the president of the United States live on TV. You'd be a little nervous too. But it was a great touch. That's why Brenda put that video together, and I really, really do that. But yeah, I see John Birch's commercials up. Let's get that out of the way. Great. We've got a partnership with them, and we're big friends.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration of Independence proclaims God-given rights, and we intend to protect them. Working with people like you, for over 50 years, preserving freedom and building a better tomorrow. Safeguarding the Constitution by limiting government power. We are restoring liberties, educating voters, and leading the freedom movement. Join with us. United, we will defend our rights. We are all Americans. We are the John Birch Society.
Make sure you take a minute to check out their website. Great organization, great people. Dr. John Diamond locally is their representative. He's a good friend, Air Force veteran. We're working a partnership out here. I'm a member. Like I said, I get their magazine. Please check them out because you know what? These people are boots on the ground that care about America, not the Joe Biden crazy left lunatics, but what America is and was supposed to be. So yeah, we had I see the video up next. We have the No Kings rally here in Erie, and of course, it was supposed to be a peaceful a deal. Of course, we had some people that went out there, to just do their Trump thing and be peaceful. And as soon as they left, one guy stood. One guy stood alone. They literally came across the street and physically attacked him. I wish we're trying to track down a video, but the left's not going to give up a video of themselves committing a crime and attacking this guy. He's one guy, real tough group of people, with their signs attacking one guy. I guess the police were called. The guy didn't press charges. I would have definitely pressed charges. Somebody be going to jail tonight. But hey, that's his call, not mine. But protest video, please, Brenda.
I'm here representing with 814. Where's the rest of you guys at?
Your man is a convicted felon.
Look at this. Look at this guy getting confrontational. He's touching us.
Pay attention to what his sign says.
Yeah, stop killing buffalo for their wings. That's the mentality of the people that were out there. Now, you saw the guy with the flag over his shoulders. That was the guy that was actually physically attacked by the peaceful protesters. As you saw the guy get, of course, what does he do? This clown comes up with a camera and sticks it to, and literally is touching his nose to provoke an incident. That way they can go, look, see, we're the victims. We are the victim. No, you guys are the ones starting it. They're hoping that we'll finish it. That way they can make their points. But the guy was standing there. They were across the street away from the main body. So what do? They come over to where these people are. And of course, the guy with the camera has to get up in the guy's face. And I'm telling you, that would end up not being well if they cross the path of the wrong person. And that's all we're going to say on that. Brenda, let's show the next video. It shows how peaceful the protesters are. This wasn't local. That last segment was local. This is just something we found online on how peaceful their protests really are. Yeah, that's real peaceful of whacking a motorcyclist in the face with a sign. Now, just imagine if the guy didn't have a helmet on, could have turned out a little differently. But this stuff is really, really serious. It's ramping up. I know we have another video. Go ahead, Brenda.
Talking about what's going on, and he had a complete different perspective. Go ahead and play this clip.
Someone asked me if I support the protests that are going on in LA. I 100% do. Please keep going. Burn down your own backyard if you must. You know why? Because this right here is the greatest campaign ad that this side never had to pay for. Y'all motherfuckers out there in Los Angeles throwing a full-blown fucking tantrum. Like y'all just crawled out the Rio Grande, screaming death to America. In a country that gave you the fucking freedom to do that shit. You were born at Kaiser Permanente in Burbank. Stop it. You ain't no Chapel Chris from Pasadena. You ain't cartel born. You were Target born with a Costco membership by age 5. Half you motherfuckers protesting ain't even Mexican. You're American with Mexican heritage. And a tattoo of the Virgin Mary you got on a Vegas bender. Don't get it twisted. I respect the heritage. But flying a foreign flag while shitting on the country that gave you the fucking freedom to do it, that's not pride. You don't even go to fucking Mexico unless it's for spring break in Cancun with a passport you got from the U.S. government. Boom. And you won't go live there. Why? Because you like your DoorDash, your 7-Elevens, your air conditioning, and your freedom to scream dumb shit without a cartel rolling up on your motherfucking ass. And let's be honest, ain't nobody screaming death to Mexico while flying an American flag through Guadalajara. You know why? Because that's how you end up in a back alley, starring in Cartel TikTok Season 3. Meanwhile, the rest of America is sitting back watching you block freeways during rush hour, destroying businesses, wearing $300 fucking Jordans, screaming about injustice, in the city with the most social programs and diversity hires in the fucking country. Y'all are the political version of throwing a Molotov cocktail at a fucking Prius because you're mad about gas prices. This guy's good. So listen, I'm not mad you're passionate. I'm mad you're dumb. And your dumbass behavior is helping the other side more than a Trump rally in Texas with free brisket. Every time y'all riot, loot, tearing up your own shit, you're just birthing another red voter.
So play this clip. Here's another fellow who is.
I apologize for his profanity, but I'm telling you, this guy's just a TikToker and just absolutely nails it right out of the park. I enjoy what I do, and I think I'm okay at it. I could not come up with what that guy said if I sat down and wrote it out, and he just seemed to just let it roll, and I'm like, I heard that. I'm like, oh my God, you were born at oh yeah, woo, Kaiser Permanente. If you don't know what that is, that's a big hospital stuff out in California. I don't believe it's out here on the East Coast, but it's huge out on the West side. And you really got to pay attention to what's going on in Minnesota. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I mean, these left politicians have been banging on the table for months and years now about violence. We've played the video several times. No AI, the real deal, about how these elected officials are promoting violence. They want this violence in this country. That one gentleman says, the one guy on one of the big, alphabet soup news entity was talking about how, this isn't going to be stop until someone puts a bullet in Trump's head. And then we're the party of violence. Maxine Waters, Joe Biden, I could take him out behind the wood shack. Dude, you can't even find the wood shack and think you can do that stuff anymore. Nice try, Joe. Sounds tough, but you know what? You're done. And, now that we know what we knew, now that they have validated what we suspected, that he wasn't even there. I mean, really, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not. But here's I was just reading some of these threads. It's just mind blowing, the hate. But some of these threads, comments absolutely made sense. They said, they talk about Trump wants to be king. Well, the Constitution doesn't allow it. Okay. Strike one. Strike two is, let's look Dave the Cop, you are live.
Mr. Shank.
Sir, welcome aboard.
What's going on over? I see you're on a little bit of Sunday matinee, huh?
Sunday matinee, lots to talk about. We played some great videos about the Army's birthday. Sorry, the Navy, you guys aren't going to get such a big deal, but hey.
Hey, bite your tongue, bite your tongue. Navy rules, Navy rules.
Yeah, but we're older. We have seniority.
Did you happen to check out who was at the big rally down there in the Frontier Park?
I saw a couple pictures of I think I saw Jimmy Wirtz. I'm sorry.
Oh, he was there, huh?
Yeah, there was a picture. Of course, Juneteenth, man. That's where his voters are.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, was he at the park or at the Frontier?
I didn't see him at Frontier. I saw him at the park.
You seen him at the park. I'm talking about the Frontier deal.
No, I haven't seen any people other than just the people.
Someone told me that Kathy Dahlkemper happened to show up there.
Oh, well, I wouldn't put it past her because I tell you what, I was at the Soldiers and Sailors Home for their Flag Day ceremony. And of course, Kathy Dahlkemper showed up with Miss Vogel in tow. So,
Oh, she did.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like Vogel, but you know what? This is politics. I find it just a little offensive that, like Vogel, she's never been to one of these events. She's not a veteran. Oh, she claims her dad was a veteran. That's fine. I appreciate that. But never been to an event. I've never seen at any veterans event. Now she's running for office. Now she shows up at these events with Kathy Dahlkemper. That's a dangerous marriage because now you're going to be linked to Kathy Dahlkemper's problems. But hey, not my problem. You lay in the bed, you get to fleas. I'm just saying.
Well, they learn quick, don't they? How to run their campaigns and which functions to attend.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I said. I turned around and she was there. I'm like, oh well, typical wannabe politician showing up to the veterans thing, trying to be irrelevant in a veterans event for a non-veteran. But like I said, I watched her social media. Her dad was a veteran. Hey, that's great. That's fine. But you're not. Stop.
She definitely threw that out there then, didn't she? That her father was a veteran.
It's on her social media. Yeah, you can check it out.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Trying to catch every little thing that she can hang her hat on, so to speak.
Well, right. I mean, and I get that. I mean, I mean, other than the only thing, the fact that I like her is the fact that she beat Perry Wood.
Right. That's right. That was my contention too. But I know who I'm voting for in the primary or in the general.
I understand. I understand that. But when she showed up with Kathy Dahlkemper, I just went, "Oh, what are you doing? Just stand alone. You don't need her help. It's going to be more of a. She's going to hurt you more than she's going to help you. But hey, not my problem. Not my campaign.
Yeah, well.
Not my problem." But again, I will have to take my shot at her saying I find it offensive when these non-veterans show up to veterans events that have never been to a veteran event in their entire life ever. That I'll have to take my shot at.
And you know why they're there. You know exactly why they're there.
Oh, Joe, Mayor Joe is there, of course.
Joe was there too at the.
Yeah, he was there, but he's the mayor.
Let me ask you a question. Now you were there, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, now that's at the that was probably at the graveyard there or
Soldiers
the cemetery.
Soldiers and Sailors. Because of the weather, they were giving Dan Laughlin was there giving medals to the World War II veterans that were still alive. So they didn't want them out in the wind. Made perfect sense. So they put it in the chapel.
It was at the everything was at the chapel.
Inside because they didn't want the older folks outside. These guys are 100 years old, man.
Now, when you went through Checkpoint Charlie, did they ask you for your ID and have to sign the waiver or thing or anything, or how did that work?
No, there was with the gate was
drive right on through.
Yeah, the gate was wide open. Usually there's a guy there. He just kind of pokes in. Hey, where you going? Hey, we're going to the event. I didn't see anything. We just walked, myself and an old Army buddy that I bumped into, Tony Rentz. And then we walked in and, and then
you didn't drive in?
Yeah, I drove in. Then we walked into the
Oh, okay,
chapel.
okay. All right. Oh, all right. I was good. I haven't been down there since they put Checkpoint Charlie in there.
It does
I
look
used
like
to go down
Checkpoint
there all the time. I used to walk when I used to take my walks. I'd walk down there, go down through the graveyard, or I'd make a swing around or whatever. But ever since they put that checkpoint in there, I'm thinking, I don't know what you got to do. Show me your ID, and I don't know what you got to do. If you wanted to just go in there and check out the cemetery, do you have to stop and explain all this stuff while you're going, or?
I don't know that. That's a good question. I can find out for you. I can ask Joe Bonacci, because Joe Bonacci was there and he's very tuned into that place. I can ask him.
Yeah, I was just curious if you have to show them your ID and
don't know.
Sign a form or something, because
Don't know.
as a kid we used to play ball down there.
I took my driver's license test down there.
Well, not at the Soldiers and Sailors. You're talking
right
at the
just around
was
the
that
corner.
the Soldiers and Sailors home?
I think it was right there.
Oh, okay. We used to do it at that place down there at the foot of I think it was Ash.
Maybe. Well, that is the foot of Ash.
Well, it was. Yeah,
it is the foot of Ash.
License, but that was a separate deal. That was
right.
That was run by the state police.
Right. Oh, but I remember when I was 16, I went. I was 16, 17. I went down there.
That was right down from the Soldiers and Sailors home.
I knew it was down there somewhere, but But
that actually wasn't on Soldiers and Sailors home property. It was
a long time ago, buddy.
Yeah, well, that's where I took mine too. I took mine down there too.
What, did you take it like in a Model T or something?
Come on now.
Oh, you're not that old. You're not that older than I am.
Well, I'm a lot older, but I'm not that old.
I'm 61.
Who?
Me.
You're 61?
Yeah.
Well, I'm 73.
Really? You look good for 73.
Well, I don't tell that to my frickin' joints.
I can't help you with that one.
Yeah, my shoulders, my knees, and everything else. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I got for you today. Lower East Side. They were. It was a little crazy last night with the loud music, but that goes without saying. And then I also made another video.
Nice. I'll have to check it out.
It was Where Did This Come From? Version 4.
I see that. Yeah, I saw the one with the can, the box, and the can.
Yeah. That was number 4. I think I've had 4 of them so far. I'm here with my buddy Rod right now. We're sitting here having a couple cocktails, and that's number 4. Number 1 was the rug, or no, it wasn't a rug. It was a blanket.
You better go check it for a body. I'm just saying.
Where they threw the blanket down, I had to find out where that came from. Number 2 was a box. Number 3 was a traffic cone, and last night was the can.
Oh, for people who don't know, Dave got some. He has some good security cameras. He's got some good editing skills. So he has a new series of videos. Like he'll find something in his yard, so he goes through his security cameras to figure out where did the traffic cone come from. Where
did this come from? Right. Version 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. 3:00 in the morning, you get a traffic cone in your front yard. Welcome to Erie.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyways, that's about all I got.
All right.
Have a good afternoon.
All right. You guys have fun. Don't do too crazy editing stuff.
All right.
Talk to you later, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Our boots on the ground reporter from the Lower East Side. Dave and his videos. I play a lot of his videos. Some of his videos I can't play because they're just not politically correct. They're funny, but they're not politically correct. And I don't mind pushing a little bit, but we still have to be respectful. I don't want to get dinged on Facebook or any other platforms that I'm being too mean. I'm shocked that with the F-bombing that I do or they do, I haven't been dinged. So looks like we got Mel Gibson. This is a great selfie video he did. It really explains California in a nutshell.
Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass have already proven their incompetence and poor leadership during the Los Angeles wildfires. Now, as we experience rampant lawlessness and civil unrest, it's never been more clear They're unable to respond effectively and responsibly during calamity. Whether it's sheer incompetence or outright malevolence, the reality is stark. California's in a state of turmoil, and I ask my fellow Angelinos, why are Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office? How much more of their destructive decision-making masquerading as leadership are we going to tolerate? It's time to take back our community and our state and put the power and the privilege in the hands of competent leaders whose goals are to protect us and the way of life this nation was founded upon and promises to offer. That's all.
I mean, great video. I mean, to have somebody that's, mover and a shaker in the Hollywood world to have the guts to stand up for what he truly believes in and doesn't have a problem of talking about it. And he has done movies. Remember his very first movie, Mad Max. Great movie, low budget. He was just a puppy when he did that thing. And then, Braveheart. Come on, you imagine if we had that scenario where we needed a Braveheart. I think we're almost there. I mean, truly, we're almost there. We are home now and watching. Thanks, April. Appreciate that. Let's see. Catch up on the comments. Vogo showed up at the soldiers and sailors. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Diversity hurts no one. You stupid orange. Oh, that's so progressive of them. And these are the people that want to be your duly elected official and city council person. Yeah. Well, I'm shocked they even left the U out of there. I'm shocked. Shocked. But again, we know her position. She hates us. She hates Republicans. She hates people that wear red hats. She hates everybody that isn't like her. But then she's just a poser as herself. I'm Puerto Rican, but I don't even speak habla español. So yeah, I found that out the other day too. So she likes to play that I'm a Puerto Rican. Yeah. Oh yeah. Read this one. Senator John Fetterman, Democrat, Pennsylvania, comes out in support of today's Army's 205th parade after near universal commendation from the Democrats. Oh yeah. Just as I think I trust him, just as I think I like him again, he'll just do a 180 on us and he'll go, yeah, I support boys and girls bathrooms. He'll do some dumb shit like that. And everything that he's gained, he's lost. So, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I've heard his name kicked around for them to run him as president. That's some scary stuff there. But hey, at least he's trying to be reasonable. I mean, that's what we should be. We should be reasonable. But the Democrats have taken this stance. They're going to die on this hill. They are going to just absolutely die on this hill. They died on the hill about calling everybody weird. Remember, everybody was weird. That was even the media. Weird. Okay, that didn't work. Didn't work out. Remember when Hillary Clinton, deplorables. Oh, really? Okay. Woohoo! We're deplorables, and we run with it. You can't insult us into compliance. It's not going to work. It doesn't work. Well, that guy. Look, that guy was on the street here. Well, he's a felon. Trump's a felon. No, he's not. But again, facts are irrelevant. That's that has been all washed away. It's all gone. But they won't let it go because they think that is the golden ring that they can hold on to that's going to bring Trump down. Are you kidding me? Do we have to talk about the election? They took Kamala Harris and installed her like a monarchy would do. They would install who they wanted to be in charge. That sounds more like a king to me, where the Democrat Party installed Kamala Harris. We, the people, did not vote for her. We didn't. They voted for Joe Biden. And then when Joe Biden has lost his marbles and they couldn't hide it anymore because that whole debate thing, they knew they were in trouble. So they installed Kamala Harris. Not one vote, not one person was able to vote for her to be the presidential candidate. That is being a king. And we've talked about this once, twice, 1,000 times. I hate to repeat myself, but we have to get it through people's little noggins that we have to fix this. Everything that they do, they turn right around and deflect it back on us. We're the party of violence. I didn't burn a Tesla. I didn't start a Gucci store on fire. I didn't break into a Puma store and steal sneakers. I didn't do any of that. I don't think the Republicans did that. I think we sat at home, praying for peace and just don't bring it to my neighborhood because it won't end very well. You sent me a text. Oh yeah, you guys can read that. I'm gonna get a drink of water. And they said it because it was his birthday. Nope, there it is. Fact check number 1. Lie number 1. Yeah. Can't make this up, boys and girls. This isn't us. Teslas are self-burning now. I think that's supposed to be self-driving. I think they're getting confused on that one. But yeah, you said you have a couple more videos, Brenda? You added?
Called out on this because I called Donald Trump a wannabe dictator. It's because he is. It's because he is. Oh. The governor's being mean, and the governor's speaking out on that. Well, maybe it's time for us to be a little meaner. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. And again, I'll speak to my teacher colleagues in here. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully, to watch this bully and to stop it. And when it's a child, you talk to them and you tell them why bullying's wrong. But when it's adult like Donald Trump, you bully the shit out of him back. You push back. You make sure they know it's not there.
What I worry about is the people who will lose their health insurance. I know that people will be hurt by that vote. And we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision. And we tried any other way we could to come to a budget agreement with Republicans, and they wouldn't have it. I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
I've talked to countless lawmakers today who are, of course, heartbroken, but frankly, they're also very frightened for their own safety.
And Tom has new information from multiple law enforcement sources about Belter's wife being detained today, Tom.
Yeah, I've been working the phones for several hours, as you know, trying to track this down while we were all covering the manhunt here in the Twin Cities this morning. Sources tonight tell me the case was also taking a turn about 90 minutes to the north near Onamia in Mille Lacs County. Multiple law enforcement sources with direct knowledge of what happened tell 5 Eyewitness News there was a traffic stop at a convenience store near Onamia. Between 10 and 11 a.m. this morning, law enforcement made a traffic stop involving a vehicle carrying several relatives of Vance Belter, including his wife. We have talked to an eyewitness who says about a dozen law enforcement squads converged on the vehicle and remained on the scene for 2 to 3 hours. We are also told by several of our sources the vehicle contained a weapon, ammunition, cash, and passports. Now, to our knowledge, no one in that group has been arrested, just detained for questioning. It's also unclear why they were stopped, whether they were being tracked, or if it was a random traffic stop. I am told briefings about this incident are ongoing yet tonight, and we will continue to track more developments. And again, sources say Vance Belter's wife is among those detained for questioning. And I did have one source very late in the evening, just before the newscast, say that she was being tracked. So this was not a random traffic stop. They had an idea of where she was, and they were able to track her down. Again, we're still gathering more details, and we'll have much more coming up tomorrow.
Tom Hauser reporting.
And nobody knows where he is tonight?
No, he is still at large.
Okay.
Order.
See, this is where your words matter and how you present them matter and what you say matter. When you guys, not you guys, but when these people are in positions of authority and spew nothing but hate and violence, obviously there's a couple whack jobs that are going to take it seriously. There is. This whole Jim, you are absolutely right. This is weird. This whole thing is just weird. And I hate to steal stuff from the Democrats. They love to call everything weird that they don't agree with. This is weird. I mean, the backstory is this guy worked for Tim Walz. His wife was an intern for Tim Walz. This guy worked for a security company that was a private security company, and that's how he had the vehicle. He had a uniform. He had a vest on, obviously a weapon, and he had a rubber mask on. We can't. It's hard to verify if it's part of this, but it appears it's part of it. He had one of those very expensive slip over rubber masks. It was caught on a door cam picture, and because I'm like, wait a minute, this guy. I mean, I know he was bald in a grainy picture, but it's that's easy to do. Shave your head, it comes back in a couple weeks anyway. But this guy had the access to uniforms, duty belts, firearm, tactics. He knew how to do what he did. One story I read, he had some because he worked for a security company that he was trained by some military folks on stuff, which is a lot of times they do that. The military will help train law enforcement. But this guy is a protege of Tim Walz. He worked for Tim Walz. Tim Walz appointed him to some job somewhere, and so it appears that he didn't like how these Democrats were voting, so he killed them, unalived them. Sorry, I got to be careful because that's a trigger word on social media. You'll get flagged, and I'm waiting for my warning to pop up. So we're gonna follow this story. It's sad. It's disgusting. It makes me want to throw up that this country has come to that. We've got people screaming at Marines to go kill themselves. We've got these crazy whack jobs in LA screaming at police officers to go kill themselves. And now we've got radicalized proteges or people that knew Mr. Walz. We had some more videos, but we want to keep it short so everybody can say, hey, we came to your show. Okay, let's go outside now. It's beautiful outside. Cook some hot dogs or something. We got some more videos we'll play Wednesday. We'll go a little deeper in this with some interrogation from Congress to Tim Walz and his very, very vocal, radicalized, aggressive violence that the Democrat Party is leaning towards. If you think this is going to work, it's not. It's really not. You guys need to hire a better tactician. You guys better hire better experts because you're going to start a fire that you can't put out. They tried in LA, but President Trump did a very proactive kind of stance on this to squash this thing because he was, like I said earlier, he's in a no-win. If he would have done something, they're mad at him. If he would have done something, they're going to be mad at him. So it doesn't matter. So he did the right thing, and he didn't have Marines running through the streets, grabbing people. Nope. They were defending federal buildings, and I think he has the right to do that. Those are our buildings, and I'm okay with that. And, a special prayer for the men and women that are deployed out to Los Angeles, the National Guard folks, the Marines are out there, because these people are starting to really tear of the seam of what's left with sanity. And I think, Brenda, do you have any more videos? Is that it?
That is it today.
Okay. Again, stop by Wednesday night at 8 p.m. We're going to have some more videos. We wanted to keep this short, so everybody go outside and play. It's a direct order by Sergeant Shank. Let's go. Brenda, outro video, please.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA! From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming out on this beautiful Sunday. Go outside, play, walk, do something, cook hot dogs, start a fire. Just go outside and enjoy it. Again, a special thank you to my lovely wife, Brenda, for everything she does to make this show happen. Because I got to be honest with you, if it wasn't for her, I'd be talking to my phone and no fancy smancy stuff. So, again, everybody have a nice day. I'll see you Wednesday at 8 p.m. sharp. Shank out.